Before I even get into this, I need to say something. This isn't a clean video. This isn't a perfectly worded message. This isn't me pretending I've got everything figured out. This is me showing up exactly as I am. Because some of you wouldn't survive a week in my head. And I don't say that to sound tough. I don't say that for attention. I say it because most days I'm fighting to just stay present inside my own thoughts. I almost didn't record this. Not because I didn't have anything to say, but because saying it out loud means I have to sit with it. Because something in me said, someone needs this. Someone who doesn't have words yet. Someone who thinks they're broken. Someone who feels like they're losing a war nobody else can see. So if you're watching this, and I mean really watching it, you're not here by accident. What my mind is really like. My head is loud. Not in a dramatic way. In a constant way. It doesn't shut off at night. It doesn't slow down when I'm tired. It doesn't care if I've had a good day. It replays things I thought I buried years ago. It brings back moments I survived and asked, are you sure you deserve to? My thoughts don't come one at a time. They pile on. Every mistake I've made, every conversation I replay wondering if I said the wrong thing. Every time I question my worth. Every time I felt like a burden for just existing. And the hardest part, my thoughts sound like me. So they feel real. They feel logical. They feel convincing. They say things like, why are you still struggling? Why aren't you further in life? Why do people always have to help you? Why can't you just be normal? And some days, I don't argue back. Some days I just sit there and let it hit. That's why I say some of you wouldn't survive a week in my head. Because living with your own mind, constantly questioning your right to exist, isn't something everyone understands. People see what I let them see. They see strength. They see faith. They see humor. They see someone inspiring. They don't see the mental negotiations just to make it through the day. They don't see how exhausting it is just to be the strong one. Now, let me say this clearly. Being strong all day is heavy. Because when you're labeled strong, people stop asking you if you're okay. They assume you've got it handled. They don't see how many times I've had to talk myself out of disappearing. They don't see how many times I've sat in silence because explaining felt impossible. Some days strength looks like getting out of bed when you don't want to be alive. Smiling so you don't scare people. Showing up when every part of you wants to shut down. That's not weakness. That's survival. Now, I'm going to be honest, and this part isn't pretty. There are thoughts I don't like admitting out loud. Thoughts that make me feel ashamed for even having them. Thoughts that don't match who I know I am. Thoughts that say, you're a problem. You make life harder for others. They'd be okay without you. And the scary part, it isn't that the thoughts exist. The scary part is how convincing they can sound on bad days. That's why mental health isn't just thinking positive. That's that's why telling people to stay strong, it is never enough. Because when your own mind is working against you, you're fighting an enemy that knows all your weak spots. Some of you wouldn't survive that. And that's not an insult, it's a reality. I get tired. Not sleep tired, soul tired. Tired of having to explain myself. Tired of being strong. Tired of fighting battles don't that don't leave bruises people can see. Sometimes I'm angry. Angry that life feels harder than it should. Angry that I have to work twice as hard just to feel halfway okay. Angry that my mind doesn't give me peace easily. And I used to think that anger made me a bad person. It makes me human. But here's the part that surprised even me. Even with all this, even with all the noise, even with the darkness, even with the exhaustion, I'm still here. Not because I'm fearless, not because I figured it all out, not because I'm healed. I'm here because something in me refuses to quit. Some days that something is faith. Some days it's stubbornness. Some days it's the thought of helping one person feel less alone. And some days it's just choosing to stay. And that choice matters more than people realize. If you're watching this and thinking, my head sounds like that too, I need you to hear me. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're not crazy. You're fighting something invisible. And that doesn't make the fight any less real. If all you did today was stay alive, man, that counts. If all you did today was breathe, that counts. If you're still here even though your mind tried to convince you not to be, that counts. Healing isn't a straight line. It's messy. It's full of setbacks. Some days you feel strong. Some days you feel like you're back at square one. That doesn't mean you failed. It means you're human. I didn't heal overnight. I didn't wake up one day, suddenly I feel okay. I learned how to stay. And staying is an act of rebellion. I keep going because I know what it feels like to feel invisible. I keep going because I know what it feels like to feel like a burden. I keep going because I know there are people watching this who don't believe they matter. You matter. Even on the days you don't feel strong. Even on the days your mind is loud. Even on the days you're just surviving. So yeah, some of you wouldn't survive a week in my head. But here's the part that matters the most. I did, I am, and I will. And if I can sit with these thoughts and still choose to be here, then so can you. If nobody told you this today, I'm proud of you. Not for being perfect, not for being healed, but for staying. And if your mind is loud tonight, just know you are not alone in the noise. We're still here. And tomorrow, we fight again. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.